So yes, my name is Adam Pitts. I'm with the Gwinnett County Public Library, and I'm here with my colleague Ron Gauthier, and we are both involved in the New Start Entrepreneurship Incubator program the Gwinnett County Public Library offers. It was first offered in 2021. We started it in January. And it is a 6-month program for those who are formerly incarcerated who want to start a small business. And it was grant funded through the American Library Association and Google. So we started planning it in 2020, and then 2021 January we offered the first cohort. We intended it to be originally for about 10 to 15 participants so that we could have that kind of one-on-one support that our students would need. The first cohort went okay. That was right in the middle of COVID, and everything had to be virtual because of the outbreak. But then for the second cohort, which started in July, it went much better. Everything was in person, and we actually accepted 23 into that cohort, anticipating some attrition. But actually, we just finished that cohort with 18 students. So amazingly, we have just a few that dropped the course. So we had really great retention. We were really happy with the results. So let's see if we want to go to the next slide. Brendan Spark, who some of you know, the vice president of GGRA, was our first guest speaker at our both the first and second cohort first classes. And his story was very inspirational, having been formerly incarcerated himself, to speak to the students about his experience starting a small business from that perspective. So, and we have a video to show you. I don't think we have an internet connection right now, so we'll skip that part. I do have another video I can show you that I have saved on my flash drive. But some of the issues we wanted to address in creating this program were barriers, one of which, of course, is recidivation. But one of the biggest ones for the formerly incarcerated is, finding employment. There's the opportunities are so limited. So in many cases, starting a small business is really the only real viable avenue in that situation. So there's a lot of people who are formerly incarcerated who want to start a small business. So that was what our program wanted to address. As far as we know, we're actually the first library system in the country to offer a program of that nature. Several libraries actually go into the jails and prisons and do outreach, but we're the first that actually assists the formerly incarcerated in that way. So that was a unique aspect of the program. And it really started with Ron's presentation to the GGRA back in 2019. And then he gave a closed circuit television presentation at the Gwinnett County Jail on our library resources. But that sort of really got the ball rolling and got us thinking about what we could do to assist this population. And as many know, the Gwinnett County Jail has a large inmate population. It's one of the largest in the state, in fact. So we have monthly classes. As I mentioned, it's a 6-month course. So the first Thursday of each month, we have an in-person meeting where the students hear from a business expert on a small business topic. Stephanie Sokenis, who you'll hear from next, is actually one of those presenters. And she's also one of the mentors for the program, which I'll talk a little about in just a moment. But it's on topics such as marketing and branding, and access to capital, and licensing and laws. So all those important topics that you need to know as a small business owner. And I'm actually not one of the guest presenters. It's just a picture of me from the marketing video that we created. But it's at our Lower branch, and this is the room that we use, so you can kind of see the setup. And then in addition to the in-person classes, the students complete a curriculum that's online afterward. And they receive support from their mentor one-on-one. So if we could go to the next one. Yeah, the mentorship aspect is a very important aspect of the program. Each student is paired one-on-one with a small business expert who can guide them through this whole process and give them feedback and support. So we rely on volunteers for that, but that's been probably the most important aspect of our project. And then in addition to that, we wanted to remove as many technology barriers as we could. So we provided these entrepreneurship kits, which are actually hotspots and laptops that the students get to keep for the 6-month program, so that anybody who doesn't have a computer or internet access at home can still participate. And then, so in addition to myself and Ron, there's several other staff involved in the project, and we also, for the second cohort, added a outreach coordinator who has a background in social work, and that's been a very important component of the project because she's been able to connect with the students and provide that support that they need to help them overcome some of their challenges. So that's been a nice addition, and we learned some lessons, yes, from the first cohort. Retention and engagement, we did some things to build in some more accountability and some more evaluation that made it more engaging. And then over enrollment, actually, and as I mentioned, we anticipated some dropouts, and we didn't have nearly as many as we thought, so that's been great.
Keep going.
Yeah, and I would just mention about the curriculum, we started releasing that in monthly increments instead of all at once up front, so that was another thing we did. But this is the monthly evaluation form that the students complete. So at the end of each month, they answer some questions about the curriculum and the course, and then that unlocks the next month's curriculum content. And then Launchpad is the name of, it's like a Shark Tank style funding opportunity. So we identified some local donors and business experts who sit on a panel, and then the students get to pitch their business idea to the panel to receive feedback and potentially some funding. So that's another great thing. It's coming up for the second cohort in February, so that's something else that's on the horizon. And I think we can skip these next slides, Angela. Yeah, this is Kevin Moore. He was one of the participants from the first cohort, and he appeared in this marketing video that we created. He was creating a moving company.
He was creating a moving company?
A moving company,
Is
yeah,
it-
and actually Ron was his mentor.
Is it up and running?
It's up and running.
Good.
He's coming. He's coming back to Shark Tank, and now that you have a business, you show them what you did, what you need, be specific, and how much you need to do it. So, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, if we have just a second, there's a video that we also created showcasing one of our success stories. So if we could get back to the flash drive real quick, hopefully we can show you that.
And getting back to what Adam was saying, that social services piece was really important. We have to understand that people are dealing with psychosocial issues, so we were always trying to address that. Even during the presentation piece, we did announcements. We talked about rental assistance and how to apply, grants that might be available from the federal government. Anything and everything we could address, we addressed it at that time, and they responded positively. With the rental assistance, you know how difficult that process was. But I taught them a way to work around it and make it happen. Get with your landlord, team with your landlord, and I talk to the landlords, we're in a team, we're all in this together. The tenants are having a difficult time, you have to help them apply, you have to be patient, and then have respect for the processes. It's a long-winded process. They got millions of dollars and told you're working overtime and you gotta process these applications. So we brought all of them together, so I think the students appreciated that. And anything else you can think of, deal with those issues head on.
Does anybody have any questions about the program that I can answer while we're waiting for this part? We do plan to offer another cohort in 2022. It'll probably be only one per year going forward. So we're looking at probably June or July for the next round. But it's totally free.
So when is the application window?
It'll probably open in April because we do, so people apply and then we interview and then we select based on the interviews. Yes.
I think I talked to Mr. Guppy here. I was trying to start a program in Milledgeville similar to this that would include the entrepreneurial piece. Is it possible to kind of take part in your program to see how it works, so we could maybe offer it in another county?
Maybe audit, just to audit.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I had spoke with one of your representatives there in reference to our life coaches. We have a group of life coaches that we certify every month that need to do some pro bono coaching. And it can be a possibility that we can have them to facilitate some coaching for your students. to help them develop their plans and implement their, processes in their personal life as well as in their business life. Because we know that the very root of everything is starting in your personal life, and then everything else plays out. through
That's
that.
true.
So,
Well, yeah, that would be great, because we're actually looking at offering a workshop, ahead of the Launchpad to help them prepare their pitches and, presentation skills, so.
How do you solicit your volunteers for mentors?
How do we select the mentors or volunteers? In a lot of the cases, it's connections that we already have. That was one of the roles of another staff member, Ann Sari, who's our system volunteer coordinator. She has a lot of connections, and she was able to secure those volunteers.
Can you talk about Shark Tank? Is this like step 2 of the entrepreneurship thing?
So that was one of the incentives. So those who complete the course in good standing, meaning that they miss no more than 2 of the in-person classes, get to participate in that for that opportunity. If they complete the course in good standing, they also get a laptop to keep. In addition, we provided a free book that they get to keep at each of the monthly meetings. So that was a nice incentive as well to come to those meetings. So things like the E-Myth and Think and Grow Rich, the classic by Napoleon Hill, and just some real helpful books.
Also, I'm a formerly incarcerated individual that's been out since 2008, and I'm an entrepreneur, so I would love to see how I can get on that Shark Tank panel, be a part of that, because it's a passion of mine. I got a few dollars I would like to invest in some entrepreneurs, some returning citizens in particular.
Okay.
So see if I can get on that panel some kind of way.
Okay, great.
I have not a question, but a comment. I've just been being involved in this program as an instructor. I have to tell you, I've been doing programs for 20 years, various small business-oriented entrepreneurship programs, and the library, Adam and the whole team run, and do a wonderful job running this program. You'd be impressed, I have to tell you. We can watch, there's a lot that goes into it, a lot of details in this, and I mentor as well within the program, and these folks are overwhelmed. I mean, anybody who starts a business is overwhelmed, and to put this into a 6-month program is tough. And they've done an amazing job. The people I've talked to at the beginning and at the end are changed.
Yes.
They're just changed, and it's amazing how inspired and continuously motivated they are during the course of this program. So kudos to the whole staff that does this.
Thank you, Stefan.
And the presenters, most definitely. The presenters they're really engaging, and they really know the materials well, and they know how to transition that information to our participants. They get something out of it. So we were talking about how engaged they're staring the entire time. I'm like, this is just great. So,
So I first want to say thank you to your organization, to the Gwinnett County Library, and for even starting a program like this. It's phenomenal. I'm also currently formerly incarcerated, been out since 1995. It's 30 years, almost 30 years now. I'm also an entrepreneur, business owner. Like Mr. Robbins, I'm also a coach and mentor. And I am just so grateful that you have something like this. And I can understand how they are excited to be there. My initial question was, and I also like deep sea fishing. I'm from Miami, Florida. My initial question was this: how many applicants do you receive to go down to that 23 or 20 number? How many applications are initially put in?
Well, we received almost 70 applicants for the second cohort, and it was around 40 or so for the first one. We did some more marketing for the second cohort, so we got more applications, but it's very competitive, yes.
Yeah.
But we do have to, based on our resources and what grant funding allowed, we had to pare it down to about 20, but yeah, it was still very, successful. Like I said, the retention rate was excellent, far exceeded our expectations.
Maybe
And I'm
secure
actually
more
in the
grant-
class, so.
I know, yeah. I'd love to give a little follow-up with.
Yeah, I'm actually in the class,
Personal
though, and I've
assessment.
learned, it's amazing what I've learned so far, and, it's empowering me to, well, not only to be self-disciplined, in some areas. Yes, I have slacked off a little bit. But with work and Christmas and everything else, going on, I haven't put as much time as I probably should have, but the resources are there and I can go back. So I've enjoyed being, if 1 week I was slammed with work and didn't have much time, then the next week I was able to get back, go back and get back on track with the agenda and stuff. So that's been nice, and I'm looking forward to starting my own business. So
Beautiful.
All right, well, this video will work. This is another one of our success stories.
I'm Shartesia Griffin, and thanks to the library, I have my own business. What we're gonna do is get started. Let me show you where all of the supplies you're gonna need are. I own Diamond Shine Enterprises. We are a commercial and residential cleaning service. I currently have about 14 employees and almost 40 contracts from Gwinnett County to Fulton County. I heard someone from the library speak about this program, and I couldn't believe that something like that existed, number one. And of course, you like, it's too good to be true, like, for free, we're gonna what?
I'm the project manager of the New Start Entrepreneurship Incubator, and it is a 6-month program for formerly incarcerated individuals who want to start a small business.
I did serve 15 years in the Georgia Correctional Facility, but I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for that because I came from a very traumatic place. I didn't know anything. I didn't know that I had options, and being able to be snatched out of that current and see and understand that this was not okay. I learned to live a different way.
The students attend monthly classes at our Wilburn branch where they hear from small business experts on topics such as marketing and branding and how to draft a business plan. And then they complete an online curriculum afterwards and also receive one-on-one support from a mentor.
Life after incarceration is possible. We don't have to do certain things or live certain places or work, so we can be whatever we so choose to.
Shartesia is a real success story of this program. She's well on her way to being a successful entrepreneur.
This program is life-changing. You had a dream when you were young. You wanted to be or do something. Be and do it. Because you have the capacity to and the ability to, and through that library you'll have the support to.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So yes, we're not quite open yet. This building is in the old Sheltering Arms Daycare Center, if anybody's familiar with that, in downtown Lawrenceville. The building was vacant. The county decided to create a small business resource center, Entrepreneur Center, and that building became available, so they renovated that building. It is beautiful inside, 6,000 square feet for entrepreneurs. So I'm gonna go a little bit into the store. Okay, so this is the outside of the building, the Gwinnett Entrepreneur Center. I guess I'm gonna have to ask you to move the slides.
Yep, just say that.
So the Gwinnett Entrepreneur Center is located down on 405 North Perry Street. It is to function as an educational hub and a business and incubator and accelerator. So there's 2 ways to participate. We have a membership base, which will be in there and actually learning as a business accelerator or incubator if you're looking to start a business or grow a business. And then we're going to be servicing the rest of the world, primarily Gwinnett residents, as an educational hub, which I'll talk about in just a second. The center is going to be open starting next week. We're going to start letting our first, I'm going to say, cohort of members in. We've got 25 people identified. It's a very similar process the library goes through with the New Start program. An application opened up in July. It was a pretty robust application. We wanted to make sure the people that we were going to let into the center as members really needed the resources, because again, we're limited with resources. The program is actually funded by a community development block grant partially. So we have X amount of dollars to spend on the program. It's a Gwinnett County program, but it's also in partnership with Georgia Gwinnett College. So about a year ago, the county went into an intergovernmental agreement with Georgia Gwinnett College to staff and run the center. So it's a joint effort. So technically, I'm an employee of Georgia Gwinnett College. There's 3 people on our management team. It's myself. I will be there every day, 8 to 5, meeting with members, running the center, pushing out programming. We have a liaison, Dr. Philip Hartley from the college, who will be pulling in resources from the college. And then we have Mark Farmer from the county, who will be pulling in the resources from the county. So it's the three of us make up our management team. Let me actually go back one more. Back? Yeah. Yeah, we missed a couple. Go back.
Yeah, I didn't know where.
Okay, you're fine, that's great.
Okay.
Okay. So, the incubation acceleration portion of the program offers co-working spaces, private offices, coaching, mentoring. Each member gets a mailbox. There's meeting space there. There's large conference rooms, small conference rooms, and a training room that all the members can literally book online and utilize. So for anybody who's ever had a home-based business or knows someone that did, where you had to go meet people in Panera Bread and Starbucks and I got a little tired, I know I did it for years, very difficult. This gives them an opportunity not to have to do that. But one of the most valuable parts, but also the biggest requirement of membership, is what we call a graduation plan. And what that is a roadmap. They meet with me, we create a graduation plan, custom to them. Because no two entrepreneurs are alike. Where are you and where do you need to get to when we ask you to leave? Because this is not a permanent membership. It's until you get your business off the ground. We identify their needs and then we develop programming around that. Could be a worksheet, could be a workshop, could be meet with a SCORE mentor, could be take the library program, could be go to one of their makerspaces. It depends. But it is a valuable document, a living document that changes and evolves. We will meet every couple of weeks, make sure they're using their graduation plan, it's accountability, they're checking those boxes, and we get them out of there within a couple of years and make room for the next one. Sorry, thanks. Here's some just some examples of the co-working space. We have 2-person offices and 1-person offices. They are all full right now. The co-working desks are not. We still have some left. And then we have an affiliate membership. So the resident members have actual workspace there, either a co-working or office space. Their access to the building is 24/7, 7 days a week. They have a pass, an app pass to get them in, badge. The affiliate memberships is remote workspace. This is great for somebody who has a home-based business and just wants to get out, be with people, be in a community of learners. They also have a graduation plan, but their access is Monday to Friday, 8 to 5. They have access to everything else, meeting rooms, training rooms, they can come to the workshops, everything else. This just gives you a feel for the membership dues because it's not free. It's not about the county trying to make money. They're not out to make money, but there's 2 reasons for this. One, we want them to have some skin in the game. We want them to actually have a reason to be doing this every month. But 2 years from now, we don't want them to graduate out and get workspace and get shell-shocked by the price. We want them to gradually understand that this is gonna go up. Now, these prices are well below market, and they also get a ton of benefits with it. Mailboxes, they get printer and copier allotment, meeting space. Trust me when I tell you, as somebody who has rented space, this is a steal. Most important, we have what's called the Opportunity Program. Because this is partially funded by a community development block grant, 50% of our members have to come from low-income families. So that's part of the program. So we're making sure that we have that good balance there as well. If they do qualify for that program, 50% off their membership dues, which is fantastic. So as an example, if they're an affiliate members, no workspace, but they have graduation plan, copier, mailbox, everything, they would normally pay $30 a month, that would be $15. You can't beat that. I mean, it's unbelievable. Membership is not required for everybody else. If they want to take part in workshops, mentoring, coaching, coming in and meet with us, you know, I need help, where do I start? I need help, who do I call? I have Googled myself blue in the fingers. This is a great way for anybody to do this. Do you need a connection? What bank should you be turning to? Where can you get funding? Is there a program for me? How do I get help with licensing? All those things that drive people crazy and overwhelm them, we're gonna make available.
We will be a great hub for all of these questions. That's an example of the training room. It seats 25, but we have a state-of-the-art WebEx system on the wall, which you can be logging in from Boise, Idaho if you want. We don't care where you're from. We want you to take part in this. You do need to be a Gwinnett County resident to be a member though. So if anybody's starting or looking to start, the first thing we tell people is apply for membership. We have center tours that we offer that gives you the whole background of the center, shows you the space. There's some dates on the calendar. Join the email list, you'll be updated on different events that are coming. We've got a couple on there now, but boy, you're not gonna believe what we've got coming. It is unbelievable. Peer-to-peer groups. We've got mastermind groups coming, book clubs coming, for small business book clubs, tons of things. Our launch event's February 22nd. Anybody's welcome. And these are all free. There's no cost involved with these things. I do have on the table some just FAQs and a little bit about the center, and then here is the matrix for membership, and this gives you an idea of the unbelievable things that come with these One Girls memberships. But again, membership is one thing. People can come and do one-off program attendance anytime they want. You don't need to be a member to do that. So I know I did that at 100 miles an hour. Does anybody have any questions?
Excellent.
So I'd like to think is that off the libraries program, this is a great next step for people even.
So what's the least type of business you could start?
We have people, the 25 people that what we welcomed in the first cohort, we'll call it, are from pre-venture to been in business for 10 years. So anything, it's multi-use, it's not a tech incubator, so multi-industry. We've got pet companies, cleaning companies, IT service companies, construction. And I love that. I love that. It's anybody.
What kind of workshops?
We're gonna have everything. We'll have everything from how to craft a good 30-second elevator speech, to how to create a good logo, to what kind of elements your website should have. We're gonna fix all the problems and point them in the right direction.
Those are free?
All free. For now, everything's gonna be offered for free. We're not depending on, we're also gonna have different cohort programs, just business basics. Should you be starting a business? Maybe not. That's very important. And a Start in Gwinnett program. So a lot coming down the pike in the next few months. I know it's a lot of information. What I suggest to people is get on our email list and just keep an eye out for this. You can get everything at the GwinnettEntrepreneurCenter.com. And if you know anyone, you had mentioned life coaches and things like that. If you know instructors or people who want to mentor, come in and help in any way, we have a center engagement form on that site, at that URL. Click it and it asks you, how do you want to get involved? And when can you get involved and what can you offer? So when we start looking into that, we have a great arsenal of people to tap into. So please fill that out if you are a resource yourself. A lot of partnerships in the community, the library, Small Business Development Center with SCORE. I'm also a certified SCORE mentor. Ace Women's Business Center out in Norcross. We have a ton of partners in this. But our primary partner is Georgia Gwinnett College. So a lot going on. Again, we should open our doors next week. And programs will start in February. That's the goal.
What's your name?
Stephanie Sokenis. I have my business cards over here on the table. Feel free to call me, set up an appointment to come in and talk.
She's got someone here.
And I'd love to hear your feedback or comments, or it's gonna be an ever-evolving program of things. We're gonna hear what everybody wants and we're gonna keep changing as we need to.